Welcome back to the Mad Spideyverse. I'm Mad Spidey, and thanks once again for tuning into my channel. Today's episode will be one of my artist series. I haven't done one in a few weeks. I didn't actually realise that I've been getting a little slack with the artist series videos, so I thought, let's do one. So today's episode will be focusing on a quite well-known artist, actually. Super nice guy. He's a Puerto Rican artist. He has worked for the Major 2, done quite a lot of work for the Major 2, Marvel and DC, and has also done a lot of work for Top Cow as well. He's worked on Superman, Batman, Wolverine, Punisher, Red Hood. He's a lot of Top Cow stuff as well. And I think he's actually working on a creator-owned graphic novel, I think, at the moment as well. But it is Kenneth Rocafort. So whether you know the name or not, he has been around for quite a while, but as I said, like, he's mainly worked for the big two, so most likely you would have come across his work at some point. Basically, we had I think it was an Oz Comic Con, which is usually in Melbourne. It's usually around sort of June, July, and this was 2017. It's not on the piece of art the year, but I was actually able to have a look at the old messages of me chatting backwards and forwards with him. Him and his wife were absolutely awesome, super friendly, so willing to work with you. I pretty much contacted him before the show, probably about a month before, I think it was. And I said to him, look, is there any chance you could do a, pre-done piece? Just so I could literally just pay you and pick it up. I was quite happy to pay up front. But he was more than gracious. He goes, look, when you get the art in your hand, that's when you give me the money. But yeah, I emailed his wife and sort of organised it through that. She had a little bit of a cheeky sort of thing of me, as if to say, well, if I didn't like it, she was going to keep it, because she actually loved the piece. That was 2017. I was well into my stage of just getting Spidey characters. I was like, at the time, for some reason, I can't remember what it was, but I couldn't think of a character. And so I literally just went classic Spidey. And I said to him, look, what are you doing? Are you doing, head, bust, torso, full size, whatever like that? I said, I'd love to get a coloured full size, full figure if I could. Now, the interesting thing is that the paper that it's actually on is actually quite thick. It's almost like a cardboard. But he's done a nice coloured watercolour Spider-Man for me with a little bit of background. And yeah, as I said, like, I got to the show, talked to him for ages. Like, I kept going back because it was such an awesome guy to talk to. So super friendly, him and his wife. And yeah, like, the piece, I was just so stoked to actually get it into my hand, and was quite happy to hand over that cash as well. So without further ado, I'll show you what I got. So I'd say it's not quite 11 by 17, but it's fairly close. Because your main sizes are like, 9 by 12 or 11 by 14, 11 by 17. I'd say it's probably more like maybe a 12 by 16 or something like that. But there we are. So I'll call it 11 by 17 just for the video's sake. So as you can see, like, just that. Like, it's a pity there's sort of nothing up here, but I don't care, because I love this piece. Just a classic Spidey. You just look at the detail on that and the watercolors of the background there. Super gorgeous piece. There's his signature right there. So yeah, so that's 11 by 17 watercolor full figure with minimum background. We'll call it minimum background, by Kenneth Rocafort, done in 2017. Yeah, so super happy to own this. And as I said, it's actually quite a thick board. It's not like like the comic style comic page paper that they use is quite thick, but it's not really, it's like a very thin sort of cardboard. It's not really just a paper. This is actually quite thick. But yeah, super happy to own this in my collection. So that will do for this particular video. Thank you so much if you watched. Obviously, do the usual thing. Chuck a comment, leave a thumbs up, and most of all, please subscribe if you haven't already. So once again, thank you very much for watching. Hope you really enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and Spidey out.